Okay, I've got good clean fuel in there, and I've opened up my shut-off valve, and now I'm ready to give it a whirl. Yeah, it's going to take quite a bit of cranking, so hopefully I've got enough charge left in the battery, because this lift pump is going to have to pull fuel all the way up from the tank and fill that line. So let's see. Birds have really been sitting on this steering wheel pooping away. Oops. Looks like it's not in neutral. Alright, crank it about 10 seconds, and that was all it needed to pull the fuel up, so that's a good sign. Still get a little bit of a high-speed miss to it, but the only way I'm going to know for sure if I've got this problem licked is to do what I was doing before, which was mow the grass and see what happens. Which I guess I'll try that tomorrow. Well, last thing I did for tonight is I decided to put this little breather tube on. It's just a little hunk of rubber tube. I cut it about 6 inches long, stuffed it down there, and hooked it up here. I'm not sure what was supposed to be on there for a tube and where it was supposed to terminate to, but I figure that's better than having it wide open underneath the seat like that. Well, it's the day after. I just got back from mowing the lawn, and it's doing just fine. So it looks like I solved the problem, and it was just debris causing fuel delivery issues. So anyways, that's gonna do it for this one. I'm actually gonna sell this tractor because I don't really need it anymore. It's a shame because it's been a really good tractor, and still is. You know, needs some work, but needs some tires and a seat, and the deck could use new spindles, but I'm not gonna bother putting anything into it. I'll just sell it cheap because I've got a replacement for it, and I'm just tired of having too much stuff around the yard. Well, gonna do some more work on the John Deere 185. I got that fuel line and the fuel filter in there, and that cleaning out that blockage in the tank, and that definitely took care of my my running issues with the motor. The motor runs beautiful, and hydrostatics never had a problem with it. I don't need the mower anymore, so I tried selling it this summer, and well, it's September now and I still haven't sold it. And the reason why I haven't sold it is because it needs deck spindles, or bearings in the deck spindles, or something with the mower deck, because it's too loud. It's also got this issue here, which is not pretty, but actually that doesn't bother people as much as the noise, which I'm going to demonstrate. So I have had 3 people now that have come and looked at the mower, and after hearing the deck spindles, the noise from the deck, they have both very politely declined to buy. And the last guy was here today, and I told him, I said, look, I said, if you want to take it for $400 the way it sits and have the spindles bearings replaced, fine with me. If not, I won't take a penny less than $400, because I'll do it this winter myself and put it up next spring with a good running deck. So that's where we stand. And then, you know, I just went online and looked at how much the bearings were, and they're cheap enough, and I thought, you know what, I might just do it even before winter. So hey, let's get a video series out of it. But anyways, as far as it runs great. Now I'm going to put it down to an idle so that you can hear the deck noise over the engine. It's loud. So I always wore hearing protection when I mowed with this instead of addressing the real issue, which is that it's obviously making way too much noise. So the seat's gonna rip in it over here in the corner, which is unsightly but not horrific. I've got a slow leak in that tire there, but you can air it up and it'll hold for a week, so I don't care about that one. This tire actually didn't have a leak, but it was flat when I came out today, and I discovered that it's actually leaking at the valve stem. If I take this cap off, the air is actually coming out of the valve stem, so I got a problem with the little valve in there, so I think I'll change that out. Oh. So there's the original valve stem mechanism that's leaking, and here's a replacement one. It looks a little different, but it should work. Alright, not leaking anymore, so that's all set. So, not sure exactly what's wrong with this that it leaks, but it leaks, so who cares? Taking this mower deck off is pretty easy. You've got this adjusting rod right here. It turns 90 degrees and you get a cotter pin in there. You take that cotter pin out and this will pull out. So this is a John Deere product identification number M00185A 375407 with a 38-inch deck. So this is a 185 hydrostatic with a 38-inch deck. If you've got the 42-inch deck, it might be different. But so this is on the left side of the tractor, and there's that cotter pin's going to be pulled out, and then this will just slide out. All right, so here it is disengaged from that hole. And then you've got a hairpin style clip right here that has to be removed, and then this bar right here will be able to come off once you do that. So once that's off, then you can kind of wiggle it. It'll lift up on the mower deck while you're doing this. Alright, so then that comes off and drops down. And then there's another one identical to that on the other side. Of course, we have to remove our discharge chute, which is just held on by this rubber strap deal. So, okay. And now we can see right here we've got, where is it? Right there. It's the other hairpin clip that has to come out. Once that clip is out, then this side will pop off. And this is the trickiest one to get to. There's another pin. Probably was originally another cotter pin, but in this one looks like it's a nail. Somebody fabricated a, I guess they didn't have a cotter pin. Actually, it was probably me. Anyways, I'm gonna remove that, and then this plate right here will slide out this way, and then the whole back of the deck will then be disconnected. Alright, once you get the last pin out of this side, then you can pull this lever and the deck will drop off. And this is under spring tension, so it might pop up on you, just so you know. Now the deck is disconnected from the belly of the tractor, so the only thing I have left now to do to physically remove the deck, or to physically be able to remove the deck, is to remove this rod right here. And the way this rod works is you got a couple of hairpin clips on the inside. You get those out, and then this rod can then be slid out. Now the deck is disconnected from the tractor. Now because of the chute on this side, it's easier to pull the deck out on this side if I recall correctly. So what you want to do is you want to turn the wheel all the way hard left, give you the maximum amount of clearance, and now you just pull the deck out in this direction and kind of slide it out at this angle so that you can get those bars to clear the front tire. Oh yeah, once you have the deck off, then you want to put this lever. Alright, that lever's in the up position. Right? Alright. Yeah, so that way you try and minimize the amount this thing gets in the way. And you can start to pull it out. Actually helps if you've got an assistant to help you pull it up out of the way. And drop your belt off. Swing this out. I need two hands. Now you can see the damage on the deck that I was talking about. You can see this deck's not rotted out. It's actually just got this damaged area over here. It almost looks like it picked up something while it was cutting at some point and cut the deck. The way that that's damaged in such a localized way right there. But, ow, be able to bang that over a little bit and clean it up a little bit. And if I was keeping the tractor, I'd have it welded. But I'm not. My main concern is the noise. Hey, you know what? I think I'm supposed to go the other way with this, believe it or not. The reason why I think that is because there's actually like a lift handle in the back here. And I think that that's what that handle's there for, so my bad. So it takes a little bit of tugging, but eventually this gets in the way, but you just flip this up and then it'll clear this wheel, because I rotated the wheel the other way now. And now I can do the same thing with this one. Oop, pull it back just a little more. Hold on. Okay. By the way, you can cheat and do what I normally would do, which is take my floor jack from my car and slide it underneath right here on the frame and jack this puppy up in the front. It makes what I just did a lot easier.